Jake had invited me over for a sleepover, and I was excited. We'd planned to binge horror movies, eat junk food, and stay up all night. But what happened that night was nothing like the movies. It was real. I arrived at Jake's house just before sunset. His parents were out of town, so it was just the two of us. The house was old, creaky, and surrounded by dense woods. Jake loved it because it felt like a haunted mansion, but I always thought it was just unsettling. We set up in the living room, blankets and pillows everywhere, chips and soda within arm's reach. The first movie was your typical slasher flick, cheesy, predictable, and not scary at all. We laughed through most of it. But as the night went on, the atmosphere changed. Around midnight, the power went out. "Great," Jake said, laughing nervously. "Now it really feels like a horror movie." We fumbled in the dark, using our phone flashlights to find candles. The house was eerily quiet, except for the occasional groan of the old wooden beams. I tried to shake off the unease, telling myself it was just the storm outside causing the power outage. But then we heard it, a faint knocking sound coming from upstairs. Jake froze. "Did you hear that?" I nodded, my throat dry. "Probably just the wind," I said, though I didn't believe it. The knocking came again, louder this time. It wasn't random, it was deliberate. 3 sharp knocks, a pause, then 3 more. "We should check it out," Jake said, trying to sound brave. I didn't want to, but I couldn't let him go alone. We crept up the stairs, the wood creaking under our weight. The knocking led us to the attic door, which was slightly ajar. I didn't remember it being open earlier. "Jake, maybe we should just call someone," I whispered, my heart pounding, but he was already pushing the door open. The attic was dark, filled with old furniture and boxes. Our flashlights barely cut through the shadows. And then we saw it, a figure hunched in the corner, facing the wall. I couldn't move. My legs felt like they were rooted to the floor. Jake took a step forward, his voice trembling. "Hello?" The figure didn't respond. It just started rocking back and forth, slowly. And then it spoke, a low, guttural voice that didn't sound human. "You shouldn't have come here." We bolted. I don't even remember running down the stairs or out the door. We didn't stop until we were at the end of the driveway, gasping for air. Jake's parents found us there hours later when they returned home early. They called the police, but when they searched the house, there was no one in the attic. No sign of an intruder. Nothing. I never went back to Jake's house after that. He moved away a few months later, and we lost touch. But I still think about that night. I still hear those knocks in my dreams.